Hello, everybody. How are you doing on this fine Sunday evening? Are you ready to talk about some Campana? Campapi, as some of you people like to call him. How are you doing? I'm Peter Brown, and we're going to have some fun tonight talking Inter Miami. I also want to delve a little bit into player salaries because the MLS Players Association salary list came out. So it comes out I think a few times a year. Well, it just came out. And so we can have some fun talking a little bit about that and specifically Campana, how he figures into all that kind of stuff. So we should have some fun with all of that. Hang on a second. I'm having difficulty here. All right. Ed is running a little bit late. So as usual, Ed's running a little bit late. So he'll jump in as soon as he can. But anyways, before we go too far and say hi to you guys and get into the meat and potatoes of the show, let's say a big thank you to our sponsors. And let's start off with Caneswear. Caneswear is located in Davie, Florida, just south of 595 on University Drive. If that's too far for you to go to caneswear.com. And they ship anywhere. They ship international. So if you're watching this from outside of the country, no worries. Go to caneswear.com. They got you covered. They will ship internationally. They have the messiest wall in all of South Florida. Great selection of Messi memorabilia and gear and everything you need for Inter Miami. Also, you want to buy or sell some property? Contact Mia Rodrigues. Now, I think it's a good time to buy, right? I don't know. But if you know who does know, Mia. Go talk to Mia, 754-269-6923. You can also WhatsApp her. She speaks Portuguese, English, and Spanish. So she's got you covered if you want to buy or sell anything. All right. So we're still waiting on Ed to come in, but he'll get here when he gets here. So let's say hi to you guys in the chat. Get active in the chat, especially if it's just going to be you and me. I'm going to lean heavily on you guys. So let's get into it with first person I see is Lionel Monaco. How are you doing? Damian Guzman, what's up? B King. B King's always there at Chase Stadium. So good to see B King. And let me add Ed here. And before we bring in Ed here, let's just say hi to everybody else. Caesar, welcome, Caesar. There's a voicemail, I think, by Caesar as well. Louis Rodrigues is here. Sport Shorts is here. He's happy for Campana. Yes. Let's get into that. One world, one goal. Hello. And last person I see in here right now is Ed Bartra. My daughter is chatting me from Disney. She's up there in Disney with girlfriends, and she's chatting me about stuff that she sees. So I have to respond, guys. Sorry. It's the first time she's been up there by herself without us. So it's interesting. All right, let's say hi to Uncle Ed. Ed, how you doing?
Downtown Peter Brown.
Where in the world is Uncle Ed? We got to start that game. You know, you've heard the whole Carmen Sandiego. We got to. Where in the world is Uncle Ed?
I'm my folks are in town, so they're taking advantage of me and making me take them to shop. So we actually stopped at one of their friends' house, and it's taking longer than I thought. So I just said, "Don't worry about it. I'll just go to the car and do the show."
All right. I thought maybe it'd be someplace fun, but you're just outside in the driveway, somebody's house.
I was having cafecito. Yeah, it's somebody's house right in front of the driveway. So, but it's
they're
all
having
good.
cafecito. The least they could do is deliver you some cafecito right there to your car.
That would have been good, but I'm not at the Futbol Miami TV cafe, and Doña Messi's not here, so can't get that coffee.
All right. Well, I mean, they're drinking coffee inside. I mean, still somebody could bring it out. I mean,
I'd have to call them, and I'm using the phone right now.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, we were both at the game last night. It was for Uncle Ed. So you're gonna find out, everybody. The uh, um, game day vlog is gonna come out tomorrow, and I think you're gonna hear in this game day vlog, Uncle Ed was a little bit sour almost the entire game,
Yeah.
very negative the entire game up until the last few minutes of the game.
Yeah, yeah, Peter. It was frustrating because, yeah, I mean, we dominate, but very few shots on goal. You expect, and Messi was like shut down by DC United, which I thought was incredible.
Yeah, but on the flip side, we shut down Benenteke, if I'm saying it right. They're one of their great scorers from Belgium. I mean, he's there on the top of the scoring list. You're not the top, but within the top three or so. So he's doing real well, and we were able to shut him down. One benefit, I think, one positive besides winning that could come out of this past game, and I'm curious how the chat feels, because we are always so negative about our defense. But I think the defense played possibly one of their best games.
I agree, and it's kind of sad that I think, who was it, Freda? I think was the one that went out.
Yeah, we don't know what that
Yeah.
looks like yet.
Yeah, so it's a little concerning because, yeah, they actually did well. Calendar also, he's back to stopping shots. He saved us a couple times. So yeah, it's looking positive. Yeah, the only thing, yeah, today they shut down. Yesterday they shut down Messi, which was interesting to see.
Yeah, they learn. Definitely there's 3 or 4 guys on him at all times. They shoved numbers back whenever he was near the ball. So Guyver jumping in saying the stadium sounded so good on Apple TV.
A lot of people. It rained. You guys are gonna see that on the video. It's a long video, Peter. It's actually like an hour long. Yeah, yeah.
For only
I
one goal, you only really need one highlight in there.
Yeah, but there was I guess I was gonna cut it shorter, but there were some funny moments in there, and I met up with some people in the beginning too, so it was kind
All
of
right.
fun. So I had to throw some of that stuff in there, which I thought was kind of cool.
It's funny with those game day vlogs. If you read the comments, you see some people like them long, and some people are telling us they should be like 20 minutes long. Everybody's got an opinion, which is fine. We want your opinions. But
Right.
it is kind of funny because, some people prefer the longer the video, the better, because they want to experience it. They want to feel the atmosphere. And other people are like, no, I need it shorter. So,
Yeah, and we had some people behind us that they were making faces in the camera, so I decided to leave that in there because I thought it was
that's
funny.
funny. That's funny. Well, anyways, we have. I don't know if you want to do. What do you want to do? You want to start the show with some voicemails and get people's thoughts on the game? Just now, we were giving some thoughts. Get some more thoughts.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
It's time for your voicemail. Hello.
Hey guys, Striker Fet here. This game was starting to look like our game against Orlando, very even, very tight. They were closing all of our lanes, especially down the center. We had to take advantage of the wings, which we didn't do as much as we should have. Then you had to stop Messi. I was looking like it might be a draw. Towards the end, they were getting a lot of good chances, and say what you want, but Campana saved our ass this time. There may be other teams looking for him. I hope that we don't get rid of him because he does have very strong potential. He just needs to be a little bit more consistent, but what a goal. What a golazo. That perfect pass from Busquets, one touch, he controlled it, and he hit that goal with confidence. And luckily, it went in the right way, because if it would have hit the other way on the top, on the crossbar, it was no goal. So we got the much needed 3 points. We're still at the top of the board. We're not always going to have a 6-2 game. We're not always going to have a 5-0 or 5-1 game. We're going to have these massive blowouts. We have to be content that we are staying competitive. We're still on the top of the board, which we haven't been in a long, long time, if not ever. And we got to keep building on it. There's 3 more games left before Messi goes into the Copa America responsibilities, and they're saying that if Argentina makes it to the final of Copa America, Messi might miss up to 7 games in the season. So we need to stay healthy, we need to stay strong, competitive, and thankfully calendar didn't fuck us over and do some stupid shit. The one thing that calendar keeps doing is when he does goal kicks, he just kicks it wherever the hell. He's not, there's no point of where, there's no purpose of where he's kicking it to us. And a lot of the times it goes to the other player's feet. So he needs to work on that too. But he did have some good saves. But the main point is we got those massive 3 points. We're 31 on the table, and we just got to keep adding to that. All right, guys.
Yeah, well, with Calendar, we know he's not good with his feet. So that includes distribution. Look, I'd rather him boot the ball and it ends up with the other team's possession than him playing short balls and just directly passing it to the other team, which has happened. So
Right.
boot the hell out of the ball. Even if it goes to them, it's going to them 70 yards the other direction, whatever.
That's true. But I mean, I think Inter Miami did really well. As a whole team, I mean, they held onto the ball, they were dominated, but just they were able to stop Messi, and it just. I think we're gonna get back to scoring a lot of goals, but a lot of people have started to figure out how to play with Messi. So I'm glad that Campana was able to get in there and do something a little different. They like they weren't ready for him, and that's a good sign.
Yeah. It's he was talking about how Campana's goal it's a good thing it went under the right end of the crossbar. I mean, I don't get focused on that stuff because that's always the case with every goal. If it just goes a hair this way, you miss it, right? A lot of those Messi goals that he scores from free kicks, if it's just a hair off, it's not making it in, which is what we're seeing lately. And would you believe, folks, that during the game, your very own Uncle Ed was screaming for Rojas to take these free kicks and not Messi? Can you believe that? You Messi maniacs out there, can you believe that Uncle Ed would doubt Messi and prefer Rojas? I witnessed it.
Well, I mean, you got to think about it. Rojas has had only one opportunity, and he scored that opportunity. And Messi has been missing lately a lot. He's best player in the world, but he's been missing a lot. And in the beginning, he was starting to hit those suckers when he first showed up. This year, he's been off.
All right. Well, Kata says that Rojas was tired, man. Tired after that midweek game. Damian Guzman says he has been good so far. Louis Rodriguez is laughing at you, Uncle Ed.
Yeah, well, it's true though. I at least expected Rojas to be standing next to Messi, so that, you can
right. Leave a little doubt.
Idea. Yeah, let them think that maybe he's gonna take a shot, but not even that. So make us pretend at least that there's a possibility that Rojas is gonna take a shot.
But I mean, you doubting Messi in that stadium with the number of Messi shirts that there are in that stadium, if you say it too loudly, Ed, you might not make it out of that stadium.
That's true, and the the line of people right in front of us. That whole row was Messi shirts.
All Messi.
Like how many people in that row? Maybe 20, 25 people.
Yeah.
Most of them had Messi shirts. That was crazy. I filmed it. You'll see it tomorrow.
All Messi. It
All
reminds
Messi.
me of I went to Brazil and I saw Santos play Paraná. And Paraná was in the first division at that time. This is many years ago. And I bought a Santos shirt off of some guy on the street for like $5. And because exchange rate was in my favor. But I'm wearing a Santos shirt at a Paraná home game. My brother-in-law tells me after the game, Santos won. He tells me either take off that shirt or zip up your jacket because we're not going to make it to the car. Because they don't mess around. So you better be careful with what you say about Messi.
That's true. There's a lot of Messi only fans.
Let's blame it on the alcohol for Uncle Ed doubting Messi.
Well, he didn't score, man. So I don't know. Maybe I was right.
Oh, hang on, guys. My daughter is sending me a hat. No, I don't have this hat. No, but I should. My daughter is now shopping for me on Disney Springs with Inter Miami gear. She's like, there's this like Inter Miami hat. She's like, do you have it? No, but I should.
So she's gonna buy it for you probably now.
See, look, this hat. She's just showing me this hat. That's not a bad looking hat, right? I've never seen that one before.
Never seen it.
No, I never
Man,
saw that
she's
one.
thinking about dad. That's a good daughter right there.
Isn't it? Oh, whoa. It's $48 for a hat. I wrote, heck no.
Ouch. It's a nice
Sorry.
hat for $48.
$48
And
hat. No thanks.
Talk about money. Ryan's talking about too many of those $20 Heinekens for Uncle Ed.
But it wasn't Heineken. It was what was it? It was Modelo. It was Modelo last night. Yeah, Modelo.
Yeah, those things are expensive, man.
Kata is saying to your point that Messi hasn't delivered a classic Messi goal yet. I mean, no, he has. Just not in a while.
Yeah.
Hang on, I got to tell my daughter. She was going to buy it for me. I said it's too expensive.
Good question from Mr. Krabs.
I'm sorry, folks. I'm getting sidetracked. My daughter's doing shopping for me in Orlando, in Disney.
Look at that. You think Messi will go to Vancouver, Peter?
Oh, where's that question?
Mr. Krabs.
Will Messi travel to Vancouver? I don't see why not. He's not hurt anymore, right? The only reason he didn't travel last was injury. Vancouver does play on turf, but Messi played on turf in Montreal and had no issue. You know, he said he'll play on turf. So
and he's never been to Vancouver, so I think he'll just go just because he wants to go.
Oh, he's just going to go to see the sights?
Yeah. So
you think he's never been to Vancouver?
He's never been to Vancouver, Canada, so he probably wants to go check it out.
That's funny.
Maybe see him a Bigfoot or something around there.
Yeah, Ryan Landers wants to know what will Messi's last match be before Copa? I don't know. Pull up the schedule. So when does Copa start?
Good question. I don't know.
We asked this last week.
Someone in the chat should know. Let us know when Copa America starts.
Oh, I got Google. June 20th.
Oh, June 20th.
All right. So let's pull this up here. Web. Let's just do this. Can I move it? All right. Here's a schedule. June. It said Copa America is June 20th. So we'll come back here and
June 20th.
Man, where are we?
There.
So we've got Vancouver. We've got Miami versus Atlanta on the Wednesday after. Then St. Louis the 15th. So potentially, Philadelphia game, the 15th, but I don't know when they fly. So the start date is the 20th. But yeah, like here, what Francisco is saying, I had a feeling this would be the case, is June 20th, but the players have to be given leave 2 weeks before. So, right. So 2 weeks before, I mean, the last game then is the St. Louis game. So he literally has 3 games. Like somebody had mentioned in the chat before, 3 games. So the last game will be June 1st at home versus St. Louis.
Fiddlesticks. That's not going to be good.
And I'm not sure what June 1st is. Is that a weekend or what? I don't know that. But June 1st will be the last game. And, you know.
And I'm starting to get worried, too, because, you know, with Campana's goal, which was a pretty spectacular goal that he scored on his bad foot, what if they call him up, too?
It's possible. It's possible. Let's Ed, you did something. So let's talk a little bit. We have one more voicemail I want to get to, but before you mentioned the goal, let's talk about that goal.
Go.
And I have the audio playing in on this.
All offense right now.
I mean,
They're going forward. They want to win this one. Very few minutes left.
I don't know if you can make out Uncle Ed there.
This is what
You
I
could
always wanted to
probably
watch.
mute it up.
A game like this with Campana and
But look at that.
Oh, man. Look at Peter Brown going crazy.
And my crazy wife.
Yes,
You could hear her screaming. You could hear her screaming big time in that thing. And I know some people that really do enjoy her screaming. So
there's our good friend Ropey right in front of
their rope. Yep. We always talk about the rope. The rope is right there. It's always there. It's been there for 5 freaking years.
Yep.
wow.
You hear me?
Yep. Took his shirt off. Didn't
See,
even
one
care.
world, one goal. Loves my wife in there. Anyways, good stuff there. Good stuff. We could see the goal, and we don't have to worry about copyright because we did it. That's an Ed video.
Yep.
Ed special.
Yep. And Uncle Ed
there was a
video
comment in
from
the chat. Hang on. There was a comment in the chat about Messi will definitely miss the Atlanta game because he doesn't want to play on turf. That Atlanta game is at Chase Stadium. That Atlanta game is here on a Wednesday night. So the first Wednesday after Memorial Day. So you don't have to worry about, turf on that game. The only turf game he's got to worry about is Vancouver. And I see no reason for him to miss that game. Yes, you could say, oh, it's turf. He doesn't want to play on turf. But he's done it. And he said he has no problem playing on turf.
And he's doing well on it, too, so.
Yeah. All right. Let's go back to another voicemail. Here we go.
Woohoo! Hey, it's Italia, One World, One Goal. Hey, Peter and Uncle Ed and Don Bear and all the great fans out there. And I forget his name, Roberto, maybe? I love all the videos you guys do. And I've been traveling and going and doing. It was a busy race day and everything else. But I just wanted to come on and say, woohoo! What a goal by Campapi. And of course, he's like auditioning if this whole soccer thing doesn't work out. I guess he's auditioning for telenovelas. But I do love a great forward, the good-looking, tall, dark, and handsome that can score and can take his shirt off. Okay, love you guys. Love this show.
Wow, short. Just talking about them abs. And that's why I put I put that photo up on our thumbnail because, I figured maybe we'll get some ladies tuning in.
It's true. It's mostly
Let's see your
fellas.
abs, Ed. Show your abs. Let's see them.
You don't want to see those, man. The only six pack I got is in the fridge.
In the fridge, that's right. So, Mr. Krabs mentions, if Leo Campana scores 4 more goals, he will be the all-time goal scorer in Inter Miami. Interesting. I didn't look at his numbers, but I believe you. That's interesting. So let's talk a little bit more about Campana, because with Campana constantly having this conversation that Campana is a designated player. He's on the lower end of designated players. And we're going to talk money in a minute. But he's on the lower end because he's considered a young designated player. So that they could pay him less. It's a less cap hit, all that kind of stuff. They did that partially because that unlocks the U22 initiative players, unlocks all three. But that changes this summer. Those rules change. So you won't need to have a young DP. So the conversation we're having quite often, almost every tailgate before the me, Ed, and Julio sitting around having a few beers before the game, is that Campana is not going to be around much longer. Everybody seems to think he's not going to be around. I know you said, Ed, that he's not happy and he wants to be playing more, and some other people in here say similar things. Stancy says everyone wants Campana to stay, but does he want to stay? He might want to play more. So that's a lot of people saying, he might not want to stay. Well, I don't care what he wants. He's under contract.
Right.
Sorry.
When's
and
contract?
The fact that I bought his shirt, he is obligated. All right? Just saying.
And you got the 9.
Oh,
You
interesting
got the 9.
thing.
You got the 8.
Interesting thing. I went out to lunch today in Boca. And there's a restaurant in Boca called Lazy Dog. It's a chain restaurant. I don't know if you ever heard of it. We like it. And there's a guy who is in line to, get a table. He's wearing this shirt. Same exact shirt. He's the number 9. So that means he bought it last year. I didn't get a chance to talk to him because by the time I saw him, his back was to me and he was getting his table. But I was like, if he comes back this way, I'm going to say, hey, something about the goal. But there was a Campana fan at the Lazy Dog, if you're familiar with the Lazy Dog. But there you go. Kata's saying Lions and Glades, Lazy Dog, decent place. Yeah, we like it. Stancy says, as far as Campana, I heard he's going to Scotland. I don't know about that. Maybe. But so here's my argument constantly about Campana. Besides the fact that I have a shirt and I feel he's indebted to me. He hasn't earned, I guess, the designated player tag, because you only get 3. They're very valuable because you only get 3. And so do you want to throw away your designated player tag on somebody that is sitting on the bench? Whether it's his fault or not, whether he deserves to be on the bench or not, we can argue that. But fact is, he is sitting on the bench. Tata doesn't rate him high enough to put him on the field, because he could put him on the field with Suarez, and he chooses not to. So, he's not rating him high enough. So he definitely does not deserve the DP tag. So my thought is, I want him to stay. I think he's still great for depth at the very least. And I'm always afraid that Suarez one day is just going to be hurt, right? It just feels like he's always right there on that
Only a matter of time.
Right. I want Campana as my insurance policy, but they need to renegotiate that contract. They need to buy him down using TAM or renegotiate it to pay him less. I know, Ed, you always say, he doesn't need the money.
Well, he doesn't, Peter, and I think we've mentioned it before.
But he wants it.
Probably from the wealthiest family in Ecuador. So does he really need the money? He doesn't even really have to play soccer if he doesn't want to, but he does because he loves it. And so there is a possibility that maybe they'll bring it down. And he likes Miami. He's got a place in Key Biscayne, so he's not an international. He's not occupying an international spot, so he could stay. But I know he wants to play for the national team, and if Tata's not putting him in, having him play and letting him score more, the possibility of him being on the national team, Ecuadorian national team is very low. This goal's probably not enough to make him go to the Copa America. So I know he would love to be there.
Sure.
But as you were saying, does he deserve to be a DP? I think he's good enough to be a DP and play on any. He'd start on any Major League Soccer team in Major League Soccer right now. He just doesn't because Suarez Suarez is just that good. Even though he can barely walk, he's been scoring. So what do you do? And I would, if I was Tata, I'd risk having two of these forwards. Have Messi play a little bit back, feeding both of these guys. I think they'd score galore, man. But it's Tata who doesn't have the guts to do it. And the good thing is that Campana is the type of player who will go back, so and defend, and he does it well. He's good up in the air, and he'll go back and defend. He's young enough where he won't just leave those two guys up there, Messi and Suarez, who are not going to defend for the life of them, and just tell Campana, all right, go and attack, and then when you can, go back and help defend.
So Campana has 23 goals in his Inter Miami career. He actually has 3 goals this year. We don't think about that because we just think, he's not delivering. But he does have 3 goals this year. Now, he's gone downhill every single year. He's first year, 11 goals. Second year, 9 goals. Now 3. So it's getting worse. Not better. But, yeah.
He's not playing as much.
He's not playing as much.
Yeah, he's playing, but only coming in as a sub for a few minutes, So it counts as games, but he's really not doing that many minutes, so that's the thing.
All right, so where's some? Oh, Don Bear is in our chat, our Spanish show co-host. Just so you guys know, Pablo, his father, was in Ajax office twice in Netherlands with his representatives. Plus, Corinthians has asked in second team that I was not given from Brazil, from my informants. Rumors sound strong that he will leave. I hope not, says Don Bear. Yeah, I don't want him to leave either. But if he goes, because somebody else mentioned this here. Here, Kata says that Campana has been bought to be sold at a profit. They keep buying older players to stop his development. If I were him, I'm leaving. Now, granted, he's under contract, so you can't just leave. I haven't pulled up when his contract ends. I'm not exactly sure. I guess I could find that out, but I can't do that and host the show at the same time. If anybody in the chat wants to look that up, that'd be great. So he can't just up and go. It's not up to him. But he can hem and haw and moan and groan. At the end of the day, I agree with what Kata said. He was brought in to be sold as a profit because, that was still, the Tubby way of thinking, in that he wanted to do what they did in Atlanta, buy players and then sell them. That really doesn't seem to be their model lately
anymore. Yeah.
I mean, it could be. You could see that happening with someone like Kromoski or something like that, but it doesn't seem like that's like the big idea. And we know that Gomez is very likely to be sold at some point. That's been slowed down because of his injury. So, clearly they'll sell players, but I don't know if that's the real model anymore. And yeah, if you can't sell him at a profit, I mean, we've lost money on a lot of players. We got to stop losing money on players. They got to sell him as a profit, or keep him, but just lower his salary. Hit him, use some TAM.
There you go. Some TAM money.
Targeted, allocated money. That is MLS funny money. MLS monopoly money.
Whatever it takes.
Sports Shorts asks the question about Campana. How would you feel if Campana, Messi, and Suarez all started? I would feel happy.
That'd be awesome.
I think we saw that in at least in one game in the preseason tour. I think there was one game.
For a few minutes. It's only been for a few minutes. They have never started all at the same time, which I would love to see in the beginning. Give them some more minutes to play together and see if there's. I mean, Campana and Suarez had some good plays when they got to play together. I forgot when it was, but I think they passed the ball to each other and each scored or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. That was interesting to see.
All right. Francisco Garcia looked it up, and he says 2027 as his contract, according to Transfer Market. Okay. There's a really good source, and I had it open on my computer, but then I don't know, I restarted, I closed it. But there's something that MLS put together, and they finally put it out. It's just hard to find, where it shows all the contracts. So, because Transfer Market can be wrong sometimes, but it's a good source. Mike V saying that I hope Campana leaves and has a great career and scores a ton of goals, and then tells Tata what a crappy coach he is and to go kick rocks. This is my biggest issue is if they sell him within MLS. That's my biggest issue. Look, sell him outside of MLS, score a bunch of goals. I'm happy for him, But we have a tendency of selling players to teams within our same not only league but division. We sell them to the East. Sufian Mod Yusuf, I'm sorry if I butchered your name. I know I did. Campana inconsistency might be one of the reasons being benched. I think he have to wait and learn and experience to play with the best. By the way, Messi, Suarez, Jorge, Busquets will retire soon. They still got at least another year or more, so they're not going away too soon. And look, someone like Campana is looking at his career and saying, look, he's still young, but he's wasting away on the bench. And there is inconsistency. You're not wrong about that. I think some of that is his playing time has been inconsistent, but I don't think that's all to blame, because even if you don't get consistent minutes, you are expected to be ready to go when your number is called and to, contribute like he did last night. So,
And Tata wasn't even in the press conference. He was saying he wasn't even gonna put him in, put Campana in, because he ran out of opportunities to put players in. The only reason why, I guess there's some rule where if there's an injury and you still have players left, you can replace that injured player, and that's why Campana went in. So we got lucky.
Yeah, here's the quote. Here's the let me see if I can show this.
You can do it. You can do it.
Well, it's just showing my web. Let me see. Can I tell it to look at something else? Look at Acrobat. Yep. All right, because I got a PDF. And there we go. So here's where the question was asked to Tata on the plan for Campana tonight, and he said in English, it was a game where we didn't think about him because playing him meant losing a lot of midfield, and they gave us more and more danger on the counterattack. When the concussion happened, we were right about the end of the game, and those are those substitutions that you make to see if what happened happens. Translation's tough. In short, when a team is right, anything it does can win the game. Yeah, so that was something that we were talking about during the game, and I didn't realize that rule. Because when you and I were counting the substitution windows, and we were complaining that Tata used all three windows and only brought in three players. He brought in one player at a time. And when he could have brought in he could have brought in a couple players in that last one.
5 players, yeah.
Yeah, you could bring in 5. And so we felt like he wasted his. And then he goes to make another substitution, and I was saying to you, wait, what? How? I didn't realize because there was concussion protocol. The other team gets an extra substitution, which I knew, but then I guess it does make sense that we would also get an extra substitution for that same reason. You don't want to get an unfair advantage by the one team.
Right. So it ended up working out because Campana wasn't going to come in. He scores, so I that also has to probably be the reason why he took his shirt off, saying, see, I could do it. I just won you guys the game.
That was so much pure emotion right there. You just saw that guy, just pure emotion, just like kind of like, I'm sure he's feeling a lot of, like pent up frustration. And I think that was all that frustration just coming out and just like, see, I told you I could do it. And what a pass by Busquets to kind of just see him starting to make that run and finds that pass. And he, that's the thing about Busquets is like, he does have that crazy vision.
Yeah, that was a great pass, man. I thought for some reason it was Aviles that made the pass, but yeah, once we saw the video again, it was Busquets, and it kind of made sense because I was like, would Aviles do a pass like that? That was, impressive.
Absolutely. Now, Ed, I mean, I know, we talked about this last night, so I think you probably already remember my trivia question. But when we're talking about Campana, and we know he's a designated player. So let me ask the people in the chat, because Ed's shaking his head no, like he doesn't. Hang on, my light went out. He doesn't remember the question I asked him.
I had $20 beers in me.
But there was the question about who, besides the big names, besides Messi, Suarez, Alves, Busquets, besides those four, right? Because those are your DPs minus what? Alba's not a DP and Suarez is not a DP, but they're still high-paid players. Who in this team do you think makes more than our designated player, Leo Campana? Now, when I say that, the answer could be a few different people. But who is the one that would probably be the most surprising? Do you remember this question I asked you yesterday?
I do. I remember, but I don't. Okay. I want to see what the guys in the chat say.
Yeah, in the chat. Now, I'm just specifically looking at one in particular person that I think most of you might be shocked that he makes more money. And one person came in already, and with Taylor, and I will tell you that Taylor does not make more. Taylor makes $300,000. Taylor makes guaranteed money $326,000. Redondo, I see in the chat. Redondo makes even less. Redondo. Okay, you want to hear something shocking about Redondo? Who makes more than Redondo?
Don't tell me Mr. Glass.
Mr. Glass makes more than Redondo. Mr. Glass makes more than Redondo. Tony Axe! Ding, ding, ding. I wish I had a prize. Tony Axe, Christoph, makes more. Sits right above Leo Campana. He makes more than $700K though. The salaries have come out. So here's what it is. And let me pull this up. Now I'll show it to you. I got to make a change again though. Here, let me change this to Safari. And then let's see. All right. I think you can see that. So here we have Leo Campana making, oh, you can't see that part. Let me see if I can. There we go. All right. Oh, wait. Yeah, do that.
I can't even see.
Well, you're looking at a little screen, Ed. You're looking on your phone. Hopefully other people are looking at bigger stuff. Anyways, I'll read it to you. So Leo Campana is making $722,333. $722,000 is what he's making. Christoph, old man Christoph, is making $809,000 guaranteed compensation. Guaranteed compensation. Old man Christoph is making more than our young designated player. How crazy is that? When I saw that, I could not believe it. I thought that was nuts.
And the funny thing is that our own Julio Caballero was thinking that Christoph is probably older than him, and he's old. He looks older than Julio Caballero.
But yeah, so somebody mentioned Julian Gressel. Yeah, Julian Gressel makes more, but to me, that's not so shocking because I guess that is surprising as well. It is surprising. Julian Gressel making more than your designated player. He's not a designated player, so it is surprising. But I was just more shocked with Christoph because we rag on Christoph quite a bit. Right. Kata saying, boo, Christoph has to go also. Sports Shorts is saying, where is Mr. Glass? Injured? Yes. He had a hamstring injury, and then that turned into a knee injury. So he gets an injury on the way back, on the road to recovery from an injury. That man is not meant for professional football. He just does not have the body for it. But
yep.
Supercalifragilistic says that, and I love your name, Gressel does more on the pitch than Campana. Well, Gressel's on the pitch more. Campana doesn't get the opportunity.
Right.
Let's say that. I mean, Supercalifragilistic also is saying this is the fault of the agent and Campana. I'm not saying whose fault it is. I just find it surprising. That's all I'm saying. Right. I find it surprising. Hey, what it tells me is they got a good deal on Campana, but it is strange that, we're paying these people like $1 million and all that and stuff like that. They're not DPs, but, Campana's only making $722 and he is a DP. Now, again, he's a young DP, but
right.
It is what it is.
But yeah, they're definitely going to have to do something with that, which if he does stay with the team, like you were saying, and I'm afraid if he does leave, then likely Suarez will probably get hurt, and then we won't have a good forward to replace Suarez. So that's an issue.
Sports Shorts asks this question. Maybe you have an answer, Ed. Why do you think Tata doesn't like Campana? There seems to be an issue there.
There seems to be an issue, Peter Brown. Yeah, because for some reason, but after seeing Campana score, I mean, he smiled. He was happy. Campana, Tata was anyway. That we scored and that Campana did it. It's just I think we've got a problem with the way that Tata's playing. He's not as aggressive, I would say, to play with two forwards, with two number 9s, I guess you would say, with Suarez and Campana. He prefers to play with Messi as the other, forward, even though I think he'd be better just behind both of these guys. I think he'd feed incredible balls. I think they'd be like the top scorers in Major League Soccer if they do that. But, it is whatever Tata wants. He's the coach. There's nothing we can do about it, Peter Brown.
Nothing we can do. Hey, Super Chat just came in. So thank you to Caesar with a $5 Super Chat. Avilés had a solid game and didn't collect the yellow. That's a positive movement right there. Gressel was consistent. Alba wasn't used enough. And hang on, I read that too slow. Team needs to practice in wet conditions more. Interesting. Oop, what did I just do? I did the wrong thing. Trying to get rid of the confetti, Ed.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's you left it stained there. There you go.
I got to fix that. I always forget to. I got to go in there and fix it because it's set to just rotate and just play and play and play and play and never stop. So
Looked like I got splashed or something.
yeah. But to Caesar's point, Alba. We felt like, I think you and I both kind of agree that we felt like Alba had a kind of a bad night. He did get some opportunities, and he gave the ball away quite a bit on some of those passes. Just weren't that great. I'm not saying he was terrible. It just wasn't the Alba that we're used to.
Exactly. Yeah, I just think it was he did come off of an injury. He played a few minutes the last game, and maybe he just wasn't ready. He wasn't fit, or in the groove. I guess his mojo was off. So, but perhaps for the next game, we'll play better. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how they play the next game if Messi plays, or maybe if Campana gets some more minutes, if maybe even a start, just so they could rest up Suarez. Suarez looked like he was tired this past game. He didn't do that well. I mean, everybody else was they credit to DC. They did great defending, and they held their own, man. They did pretty well.
So Caesar brings up a comment about the team needs to practice in wet conditions more. I mean, I don't know if you guys, down here, if you're not from down here, and we haven't had a whole lot of rain except for the last couple days. Last couple days we've gotten some rain, but I don't know about you, but in my neck of the woods, I haven't seen a whole lot of rain. It's been a very dry spring. And so what do they do? Practice with the sprinklers on? You know what they need to do, Ed? Here's what they could do. They bring out the fire department. Bring out a few trucks, and they just light those hoses up and just start drilling players. And so they could play in the rainy conditions, or just kind of do it in the air, and so it's all kind of like a rain. They could kind of follow the ball. Here's what they could do. They can take one hose. Only need one hose in this case. Take one fire hose, all right, and you follow the ball. So you kind of put it in the air, and you're spraying it so you're creating a nice rain, and you just put it over the ball at all times. So whoever is near the ball is getting the torrential downpour, so they could practice in the rain. I like the idea, Caesar, but I'm just trying to figure out how we do it.
That's true. Interesting.
Will the fire department play along? Will the fire department, try to spray down Messi?
Well, the thing, the rainy season has, I guess, begun.
It's just starting.
Hot and humid, and it just started this weekend. We weren't kind of, even the Weather Channel said it wasn't going to rain till today,
right.
And then
it said it's supposed to rain today,
and it didn't rain.
Well, here it did drizzle in my area, but not a lot. Not like yesterday. Yesterday it was funny, and I want to get to Esteban's comment here in a second. Yesterday was one of the rare occasions. So before the game was rain delayed, weather delayed because there was some lightning. So we ended up tailgating for an extra like half hour or something like that because of the delay. And we were kind of talking, saying, we bought seats that have the roof, which is great because the idea is we stay dry. But how many games, how many opportunities have we had to watch a game in the rain? Because 99% of the time when it rains, there's lightning. And so they kick us out of the stands. We got to go stand around, and it sucks. Last night was one of those times where it was fun to, we actually were nice and warm, nice and dry, sitting in our cozy seats. Everybody else in the expensive seats, our friends like Patrick, they got to run for cover. They spent way more money, but they're not protected by the rain.
No, they weren't, and they got wet, and we didn't. We were nice and dry.
Which brings up...
Go ahead.
It brings up Esteban's point for the new stadium. The roof is needed for Miami Freedom Park. We talked a little bit about that too in our tailgate, in that I just don't see any MLS team paying that much. I mean, I don't know how much Like if you're going to build a stadium that's going to be, say, what, I don't know how much we're going to spend, maybe like $200 million stadium, 300 at the most, because I think Chase Stadium was somewhere around under 100 million, I think, if I remember correctly. So what, would double, triple the expense because it's supposed to be a better stadium? So how much more does adding a roof? Is that another 100 million maybe? That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. Look, Patrick said he didn't run.
Oh!
But he got soaked. He got soaked.
Patrick was the man. He stayed. Everybody else around him ran, though. Everybody else.
Did you wear your pink shoes? That's what I want to know. Mine kind of got a little wet and dirty.
Did you get in trouble for that, Ed?
I didn't let my wife see me. I took them off before she had a chance to see me.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Chris, don't forget the poor photographers who got soaked. No roof on the photographers either. So, yeah, I just don't see any MLS team spending the money for a retractable roof. The only teams in MLS that may have a retractable roof are because they're in NFL stadiums. Atlanta. Is Atlanta's a retractable? I think it might be. Right?
Yeah, Atlanta's retractable.
But that's an NFL stadium. You know, the only retractable roof we have here is the money losing Marlins. But
they should have given us that stadium, but whatever.
His pink shoes are totally waterlogged. Man, my light keeps going in and out. I don't like this. Esteban with the negative thoughts. Moss and Beckham United won't add a roof because eventually they are looking to cash out. Otherwise, it would make business sense in the long term. Look, I don't know. I mean, look, it's a business, so you never say never. Anybody could cash out. It wouldn't shock me. It's a business, so I've always felt that Beckham was purely a business move. He says it's so he could pass something down to his kids. I don't buy it. I think it's strictly a business move. Moss, I don't know. I mean, he seems to be getting more and more into the soccer, owning Real Zaragoza.
But when he said that they wanted to get the Marlins, there was a quote, if I'm not mistaken, where he said he also wanted something for the Moss family to pass on. They to
always
their
say that, right?
Like legacy thing, yeah. So that's Inter Miami has become that for him. Whatever Beckham said, it really is true for Jorge and Jose Moss. I think they'll keep the team. They see they're going to be able to make a lot of money, and that's why they've also invested in other teams. And there's that rumor he might buy Inter Milan.
Right. There was, he'll own the Inter brand. Supercalifragilistic made me laugh here. It says, we don't need any roof. We just need Yassine running after Messi with an umbrella. That's cheap and secure goals.
That's nice. I like that.
Protect him at all costs.
Yeah,
keep him dry.
Keep him dry. And
he
could probably keep up with them too. You've seen the way that guy goes out and intercepts people.
Oh yeah, he's in good shape, man. I don't want to be on the opposite end. I don't want to get tackled by that dude.
Better abs than I've got.
Well, but does he have better abs? Does he have better abs than
Campana?
My stupid light. I don't know if you can see it on the show, but
nope, can't even notice. We just hear you
bitching about it,
yelling in the background. Yeah,
bitching about it. That's all you care.
You kind of sound a little psychotic, man.
I got a light over here that's meant to light up this back here, and it keeps going off. Mike V makes a suggestion that Messi can wear one of those 80s umbrella headbands.
That's a good one.
Get everybody one of those little.
Getting old school.
Yeah, I like it. All right, well, I think we did some good work here today. We had some fun talking about Campana. We want the man to stick around. He scored a beautiful goal. He's got beautiful abs. Ed is going to work on his abs so that he can take off his shirt and run across the field and hope that Yassine does not catch him.
Oh, no. Not taking off this shirt. No way.
But What are we doing tomorrow night, Ed?
Peter Brown, I'll be talking with Don Bear, with Marco Oso Donoso. We'll be talking about this stuff too. We're gonna go over the goal and probably a couple more plays. Be sure to check out the game day vlog that's coming up. And Don Roberto is also he asked a lot of questions to all these people who are not from South Florida. So it's going to be fun in Spanish. Check out the Spanish channel and don't forget to subscribe to that and subscribe to this one. We're almost close to 10,000, Peter Brown.
Help us get over the 10,000 mark. We're getting there. We're closer than we were. Let's put it that way. We still have a ways to go. We need your help.
We're closer than we've ever been, Peter Brown.
Closer than we've ever been. But we still need some help to get there.
Yeah.
So help us out by sharing, and subscribing, telling anybody you know that want to have a little fun on a Sunday night. And not just, hey, look, it's not just about this show. We are one of the only ones out there that are a full-fledged YouTube channel. There's plenty of guys out there doing the podcast, and we're friends with all of them. They're all good guys. But we're the only ones doing food reviews, game day vlogs, silly stuff, construction updates. So, if you want to know more about the construction, like, share, and subscribe that one. Get everybody to watch the construction videos. So just help us out, and we'll be able to do more and more fun stuff.
And let us know what you guys want us to do. We'll do anything. Anything.
Put your thoughts and comments of what you'd like to see on this channel so that we can put Ed to work.
And Peter could wear a Orlando City jersey if you want him to. Whatever you guys suggest, you could do it.
Why? Why Orlando City jersey?
Because you basically live in Orlando, man. You love Disney so much.
I was there on this past Thursday. I was there this week.
See, he's a closet Orlando City fan.
No, I was there wearing my Inter Miami gear. So just so you know. But anyways, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you tomorrow. See you, everybody.